The second ever Shattering for Wonders of the First just took place this past weekend. It was for the brand new set Call of the Stones, and let me tell you, they absolutely delivered. Bum bum billy boo, it's the Wonders historian. Hello! Greetings, Stone Seekers! Welcome to my video going over the events of the Shattering that just happened. It was a very enjoyable time. Like the first Shattering, the energy was electric. Starting off, I had an awesome trip all the way down to South Carolina, and then I got to spend the entire weekend enjoying cardboard rectangle action in a variety of forms. We had limited events where you could just grab 6 booster packs, crack them open, and play on 2 different levels. You could either do an on-demand event or something larger where you had the opportunity to play more Swiss rounds against a larger group of people with 2 different variations. One of those was a more casual style for those of us who weren't that familiar with the set, but they also had a more dedicated event where you could go up against all the people responsible for making the game, testing it out, people who knew all the tricks of all the new cards. So you could go in as a novice or as an adept. Everybody was having an awesome time with that. There were breaking games, which are essentially something I've only seen Wonders do, where you compete by cracking booster packs. It's definitely something else. On top of that, the main Shattering event itself was as electric as last time. Everybody getting together, feasting, hearing the news of what's coming up, and then getting all their product and sitting down in a cracking frenzy. I have never seen so many booster packs opened in such a short amount of time, where there are literally people who have to bring in extra individuals to help them open all of their stuff. I spent a crazy amount of time cracking packs, looking at all kinds of new abilities. Let me tell you, Call of the Stones is a very powerful set. There were a whole bunch of cards that I read and I just went, whoa, this is absolutely bonkers. The power level is crazy. It's also moving into new interesting design space where now if your opponent passes, you can punish them. You've got the call ability, which lets you shift your guys around in a new way that didn't exist before. And there are a bunch of other abilities that I'm actually going to discuss in another video where we get down into the nitty-gritty of what's changed and what it brings to the game. Now, I have the good fortune of getting to know some of the stuff going on behind the scenes. So I've actually heard plans already for set 3 and set 4, and they have a lot going on. But Call of the Stones really does add a ton to the game. We now have actual Stone Seeker cards that have a range of different tokens that add a whole new dimension to the gameplay. It is very interesting to see how that's going to shake out and which tokens will dominate and which ones may on the surface look like what you want to be messing around with, but might turn out to not be so important to begin with. But then you turn around and look at the other sets that are coming along down the line and go, you know what? Some of this will become more relevant. It's very interesting in a game's history when you end up with the shift from just having one set into having 2 sets. Because at that point, you are essentially doubling the amount of cards that exist. And this fundamentally alters the power level of the first set as well. How much of it all of a sudden becomes relevant, how much of it is obviated by the new cards that come in and go, get out of here, I'm the new kid in town, you don't matter anymore. Talking with Brian Tinsman, the man responsible for leading the design for Wonders, was definitely an enjoyable experience. He was talking about the challenges of following up a set like this. It must be daunting to be the one responsible for making all of the game pieces come together and having a vision for X number of sets in the future. I was also given the opportunity to head on over to the head office of the people who make Wonders of the First, and they did a fun little photo shoot with me. I took my own picture too. It's not on the same professional level, but you might notice out there some of those professional photos of me. I've become an ultimate cardboard fancy boy. It had been a long time, almost a full year since the previous Shattering, and I was genuinely curious to see if the team was going to be able to deliver the same experience that they did the first time around. And it turns out the answer is yes. A number of my fans came out to check out the game, and I got a lot of positive feedback. Messages from people saying, hey, thanks for letting me know about this game. This is actually genuinely exciting. Some people saying, I brought my family along and my kids actually enjoyed this more than other games that we tried out. They didn't really connect with Lorcana or Sorcery or Magic, but they're really into Wonders. So it was fantastic to see that people I brought over to the party were having an excellent time. On top of that, some of us actually headed out for a day at the zoo. There was a bunch of fun side things going on around the Shattering events. I managed to head out to an arcade as well, where there was essentially infinite free pinball games because the dumb college kids don't know that pinball machines give you free games. So I spent 2 hours just harvesting free pinball game after free pinball game from a ton of different machines. Overall, the experience was fantastic. It was great hanging out with the team again. It was awesome meeting some of my fans out there, having that experience. It was awesome interacting with people who are already really into Wonders and happy that I'm on board with it. It's great to have a location where I can specifically talk about Wonders and sink my teeth into just enjoying myself. Unlike some other card games that I play that have been driving me crazy, Wonders has been showing me an awesome time. It really does feel like the earliest days of me getting into playing cards with Magic the Gathering. It's got that thrill of discovery. It doesn't have that disgusting corporate nonsense where they've got to feed the shareholders a ton of money at the expense of the product itself. It really does feel like the team genuinely cares about the product that they are making. I'm having an awesome time with it, and I will be doing some box openings of some Call of the Stones products on top of doing some sorting streams and other things. We're going to dive in and discuss a bunch of Wonder stuff. So stick around. It's going to be a good time. Thanks for coming and hanging out. I'll see you for the next video.